Hello, hopefully. Alright, hoping y'all can see. I gotta get on the YouTube and see if there's any comments or anything. But today, it's a beautiful day out. Let's go for a little walk. Let's go check out some traffic signals on that we have worked on a previous contract a couple years ago. It's New Year's, so trying to get back into a little bit of fitness and everything like that. Been eating a little too rough lately, so gonna be eating better. Need to get some steps in. Need to go for a walk. And let's go check out these we installed a few years ago, and then this entire project, they opened up a new stretch of road down here, and it should have all sidewalks. Right now I'm currently not walking in a sidewalk, but should have sidewalks, and we'll walk down that and just get some good steps in. Enjoy this beautiful day. Can y'all hear me fine, by the way? And my service, hopefully I can have pretty good service the entire time, but it may be a little off. Check it out. No winter storms down here. How's it going, man?
All right, man. How are you?
Doing pretty well. What's up, man? Been watching for a while. I was hoping I'd get to see you live sometime, and I am today. Again, we're in a journey. It's maybe like a mile and a half walk or something like that. I don't know how much it is there and back. The truck's back that direction, so I do venture my way back over to it. Yeah, this area, I have about the worst service that I can get around on the coast with AT&T. So hoping it just stays live, and maybe the further east I get, the better the service will get. Y'all talking about winter storms right now. It is like in the 70s. It was even hotter than that. Man, I mean, before we get to the traffic lights, let's just go wander on over here real quick. Check out this little stream pond back here. This used to have a bunch of woodline and everything here, so you couldn't really see this little retention pond or whatever they got back here. Pretty little thing with a little walking trail all the way around it. Say a walking trail, just a trail around it. We're gonna get way off course right now and just wander around D'Iberville. Howdy from Scotland, dude. That's awesome. It's so cool to see where all the different viewers and everybody is at and located at, and people that are either just fascinated by traffic signals or work on them as well and enjoy the videos. Well, guys, we took a detour. I don't know if we're gonna get to the intersection quite quick, because this whole thing, it looks like there's a trail that may go around the entire pond. Seems like a nice little walk to do. Though, if the internet does not get better down here, then probably get back on course and go wander around that intersection. And I can I can answer any questions y'all might have as well. Oh, from Virginia, dude. Awesome. My YouTube's been screaming at me about going live more often and how it'd be good for the channel and good for this and that. And really haven't done much on going live anymore. I used to like going live and playing the game, video games and stuff like that with the wife, but ain't been something. I'm sure she's in the comments or watching too, but just ain't been something been doing recently too much, and kind of just relaxing for the holiday and not eating the best. So got to get some exercise in. How long have y'all been watching, subscribed to the channel, and where'd you first find my page, I guess? on there. I know pretty much started on TikTok, and then again, that ain't much for me anymore, but I love, you know, the little short form videos. Plus I love the long form videos, the work and educational videos I do that are a little bit longer. Love making those. I'm sure a lot of y'all are happy with that as well. Going live used to mean something completely different. Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, the times are changing, that's for sure. Got other people from Mississippi. Love that. I think it's a beautiful state. Love this place. The Gulf Coast is, in my opinion, one of the best places to live in the U.S. because of how affordable everything is. It ain't cheap anymore. It ain't what it used to be a few years ago financially down here, but it is a lot more affordable than other places I've seen across the country. And it's beautiful. You get all the good views and everything, and you're close to everything else. That's going to be the stuff you want to go venture off to. You got Florida, you know, you got Louisiana, you got Texas not far either, all those other areas that are real close to the state. And you get everything you would just about want. And it doesn't cost an arm and a leg for you to go out to eat. Kind of just rambling here too. I need to read the comments a little more. Found on YouTube a week and a half ago, man. I'm glad you did, and hey, glad you're here with it. There's gonna be a lot more videos. I'm assuming that's probably like the video I did about going out to that intersection and troubleshooting where the guy somebody opened up that pole. We'll never figure out who did that, but somebody opened up that pole and kind of pulled a cable out. I think I just saw a bass jump in this pond. I'll get real distracted then. Oh man, they leave some trash out here. That sucks. Pretty little area. Just, it looks like a little retention pond where when they have a lot of heavy rain, this fills up instead of flooding the surrounding areas. Right here. Oh, I'm very good at rambling. But it's actually what I need to be trying my best to keep doing. So when I do go live more often, or you know, anytime I have the camera on, I try to be vocal and be talking at the same time as well. So it never slows down. I don't want to lose viewers and different things like that because of little dead air spots and whatever. I know sometimes it can be real cool what we're doing and watching. Hey, sun's on the back side. Need better lighting. We've about made it around this pond right now. So at one point, y'all might not know this about me, but at one point, a few years ago, before really making a lot of videos, I got close to like 300 pounds. Like, no, that's got to change. Got to change the lifestyle, the whole 9 yards, and lost 100 pounds and not getting anywhere close to where I was. But dang, man, they just trash these areas, that's for sure. A little disappointing. So this would be a nice little pond to try to come fish at and hang out with the family and everything at. Just got a bunch of trash. But either way, so I know how to lose weight, counting the calories and everything. We're getting right back into it this year. And if you get 10,000 steps a day, it's a pound a week you'll lose as long as you're on your maintenance calories. So get out and walk. That's all you need to do. Yeah, man, it just took I guess took a little eye opener, and then realized what I needed to do, and just discipline after that. That's the formula, is like actually keeping track and then discipline. And that second one's always a hard one. But you pretty much gotta eliminate all the bad foods and bad, you know, little things inside your house that are gonna make you wanna not stay on course. It's all about your surroundings too. So, just so y'all don't miss a lot of the pond. I know we got a little distracted here. That traffic intersection's still coming up, but you know, when you see some water, you see a nice pond, what I could do, just go down to the beach and show y'all a good view of that. I'm sure y'all would love that. Give y'all a little more of a taste of the Mississippi Gulf Coast experience. I do, so 2025, more things of videos and content coming out. Clearly going to keep up with the work videos. Love doing that. Want to implement more of like lunchtime style stuff, maybe when we're eating lunch or hanging out, and include the guys a little bit more possibly into the videos. I know y'all enjoyed watching Jesse do them traffic lights. Anthony, anytime he can, film a little bit too. Y'all enjoy whenever he gets some footage going on. Sorry, I was paying attention to the ground too. It's a little hilly out here. Say hilly, it's just random steps. But gonna try to include the guys more to work with. Plus, maybe add in some food, add in a little more of the full lifestyle than just traffic lights in general into the channel. Pine trees are pretty, yeah, we have no short supply of that in Mississippi. It's one thing around here, when you're driving on the interstate, that's I-10 right over there that we just kind of missed. Kind of want to make a video of I-10 and show like the start and give a lot of little facts and stuff about the interstate systems. But when you're driving on that, this is a lot of what you see is just pine trees. Old highway, state roads and stuff too. All you're seeing, pine trees. Love it though. Again, can't recommend the Mississippi Gulf Coast enough to anybody that's looking to travel to come visit or to come live here. Got a little ditch we can hop over. My luck, I'd have fell right into a mud hole. All right, we're out of the pond, walking back to the intersection. Let's get to it. Not sure if you saw my question earlier, but how do signals tell which phase, P-H-A-S-E, phase, I'm not sure if spelling it right, to put the call on when someone presses the push or a car hits the sensor. So this intersection up here, it has some pedestrian push buttons, so I can actually kind of show you that. I don't have my laptop with me currently, so I can't really show you the camera setup, but I have a bunch of videos on that, so I don't really think you're asking about just the vehicle detection, but I could show you. There's some animals living over there. Could show you just by standing over into the side, like let's see here. Yeah, at this intersection there's a side right here. Can't see it just yet, but it's supposed to lead to the interstate. It's not been added into anything yet. It's a whole different project coming up. We're going to go ahead, if we can walk and stand on, I'll show you that sensor kind of picking me up and then giving me a grip. That's all you get. In zones, you which BIU to be enabled inside of that traffic signal controller. And so when it picks up or detects a vehicle, it will then lock in a call and cycle the intersection until you get a green light. And pretty much the same works out with pedestrian push buttons like this right here. When I press to go across, you can see the green light, the left turns on. I should immediately get the walk indication, which I did. You may be able to see on that head too. That pole is a little too tall. It's supposed to be like 8-foot ones. You get the indication when you press that button, and if not, so on this side over here has another crosswalk that goes across the intersection that I can show you a little different. Lag's getting way worse. Man, I hate it. It's anytime I get close to D'Iberville right there, my internet just gets full. I need y'all may have to inform me, or I'll have to research a little bit of like a hotspot box or something like that, maybe with Verizon or somebody different than what I have currently, and see how much that is. and then I could actually record a little more. Hopefully it's not super laggy right now. So like this pedestrian push button here, you'll see I have a red light here on the phase that I would want to go across, but when I press the button, it'll send a signal back to the controller, and it will put in a call and hold that call until it gets answered. Anytime it's a pedestrian phase, it never drops out until it's answered. And once this phase right here goes green, the vehicle phase itself will go green as well, but I will get the walk indication, and you're about to see it happen, and I just did. And you can see those through lanes got the green light as well. I have the walk indication. Now I'm free to clear through the intersection or walk across the intersection. May need to add a little bit of time onto that guy because I probably didn't start walking immediately. But it's real simple when the vehicle traffic is already green and you press one of the pedestrian push buttons, you'll immediately get a walk indication as long as you don't have like a conflicting phase with it, like a left turn or any of that. So right now they don't have the green just yet because the left turn's still holding them up. And it's this phase, so your phase, the phase of this crosswalk button is going to correlate with the vehicle approach. So if this is phase 6, it's going to be phase 6 crosswalk across for the signal on it, and it just correlates with the approach of traffic. And then you always got to be concerned, especially we do more signage in Mississippi about left turn yield or right turn yield to pedestrians, because we don't typically have a lot of signs for that. And that's kind of where it gets dangerous, is these people come here, want to take the right hand turn as you're entering a crosswalk, because they'll get a green light at the same time you get the walk indication. Or, you know, same, you're walking across in the left turn, they'll have the tendency to get close and hit you. Can you make a video on how to install PED signals? I think you only made one on the push buttons, and I do see it's lagging and everything. I am watching and trying to answer questions on that. Kyle, for sure I will. We have some, we have a bunch. I know in Jackson, when we get back on that project, and I believe we have some at Eldorado. Get a good detail of it. For the most part, though, you'll have this little manhole. You pop up into here. It's a breakaway base, so you'll use a certain butt splice on the wires themselves that's supposed to break off. They kind of plug into each other. There's a specific name. I can't think of it right now in my head. And then you have 3 conductors coming up to the pedestrian heads themselves. A red, a green, and your neutral. Your red's going to be on the don't walk side, green on the walk indication, and then your neutral clearly to make any of that work. You got to have, man, Jose, how's it going from Puerto Rico? And as you can see, we have a green light with this vehicle approach here. So when I press this pedestrian push button, I instantly get a crosswalk symbol that I can walk, and you can easily walk across the intersection. So those work pretty good. I'd say they work pretty good. They work great. It's how they work is how you click it, or you press the pedestrian detection device, and it has a wire from this cabinet all the way to each individual plus pedestrian, and it's wired into that to a CCU. The new stuff, since they taught the thing to you, old ones will just go back to a logic to that backboard, and once it's pressed, it kind of sounds out that pin, and that's what locks in a call. Again, pedestrian buttons or any crosswalk stuff, the moment you activate it, it will not drop the call until it's answered. So it's just a simple logic. You press like an elevator button. Once you press it once, that it has to be answered before it drops, and doesn't really necessarily help you. Yeah, even my wife's texting me. I should have went somewhere with better service. I guess it's pretty rough. Yeah, I can. Wait. Oh, well. little bit harder to on this side because I just immediately get the crosswalk. Now, when it goes to a hold, that call should drop. Wait. Yeah, see, I'm immediately getting the crosswalk again. It's kind of running. But if you press and hold it, you get a little more features of it. Wait. It may not be set up at this intersection. They're supposed to be set up here to press and hold. $5. Aaron. Hopefully got all that right. Love your work, brother. Would love for you to come by. And yeah, dude, where are you located at? And that's something I have been wanting to try to show. It's kind of future things I want to do in videos. I like to travel to begin with already. And if I got an excuse to film some content at the same time, that is something what I really enjoy doing. So if you're somewhere and heck, maybe we can make a whole video about it, and, you know, good check y'all have, what y'all do, maybe experience work day. I don't think I'm just there yet on doing anything like that, but we'll see where you everything like that. That way to kind of put forward on content. Just traveling around and seeing how different areas do different things, because clearly we do things here in Mississippi. It's going to be a little bit different throughout different states, and when you have different engineers and all that. So would be cool to go make videos and film all that stuff in different areas. And yeah, that'd be awesome, man, for sure. I had to sit in a lab with 2 dozens of those push buttons taken away for the weeks I was down in Dallas. Yeah. I'll be in Mississippi in 4 weeks. What part of Mississippi are you checking out? Yeah, see, we were just in Destin. What part of, I guess you said on there, I'll have to look up which county that is. Most of our time in Florida, we spend in like Pensacola to Destin area. Sister stays around Pensacola, so we always go over there to visit every now and again. Let's go ahead and we'll walk away from the intersection. Oh, and I guess on the vehicle question, we could ask about the vehicle stuff. Let's go back. You see how this car is sitting on the stop bar? Well, that camera up on the mast arm, it's actually picking up that car's present at the top. And as long as the zones are highlighted and, you know, that vehicle is presently there on the stop bar, clearly it's not there anymore, it will hold a call back into the traffic signal controller until they either move off of the stop bar or that call is answered, and then they get a green light and they can safely travel across the intersection. Florence near Jacksonville. Yeah, when will you get another video working in the pole? Start back work Monday, so we have the weekend, and then Monday we will be back to work, and you'll start seeing more by Tuesday, Wednesday. You'll start seeing more videos coming out, and we got some interesting stuff coming up soon. We got a sign truss we still got to tear down. That's going to be a cool video. The mast arm for some signage we got to put up. That'll probably make it to the video, but maybe the same video of the sign truss tearing down. Really wish the internet connection was a little bit better here for us. About to leave out of here. If I go somewhere else, maybe I'll try again and see if I have better service to keep y'all going without it just lagging a bunch of times. I keep looking down and I'll just see myself freeze, and I'm hoping what I'm explaining, you know, y'all get most of it. It is very sunny. It's a little warm. It's gonna start getting cloudy again. We have that, I guess is what somebody said, a winter storm, but we have some, like, they call it Arctic weather, but for us it's just gonna be getting below freezing and pretty close to the coast, but we don't see snow on the Gulf Coast once every like 5 years, maybe. And it's really just sleet and ice turns into. Last year, or the year before last, I was in Columbus when we had the good snowstorm come through. Probably the first time seeing like good heavy snowfall in Mississippi ever, for the most part. Again, down here it just kind of sleets over and then turns to ice in the roads real quick and shuts down the entire Gulf Coast for the most part. As there's like no salt trucks or anything, nobody kind of keeps that stuff up in stock and ready for winter time around here. So yeah, it all depends where I walk to and everything on the connection side. 23 degrees right now. That doesn't seem very. And yeah, so like at an intersection, if you don't have pedestrian crosswalks, but crosswalks or anything, travel with the traffic lights. So you see, probably don't see much anymore, but if you have that green light right there and you're on this right-hand side, you'd walk straight across as vehicles are going across. That's the safest way to approach it and go across. Oh man, I see it glitching up again. See, the moment somebody says it's good service, it starts crapping out again. Aaron, again, I appreciate the super chats. You're freaking awesome, man. We have applied for fundings to raise 35 signal cabinets, 4-foot vertical, longer coastal areas. Have you seen any four-ways that have pole mounted cabinets? We do a lot. Actually, cool you mentioned that. May I go make a video on it then real quick. I almost doubt y'all live with just internet connections, traveling and stuff like that. You're just on my phone hotspot. But we just did that recently. A hurricane a few years through and hit the Gulf Coast pretty hard. And after that, every cabinet on the beach level, so it's already below sea level where it was at, and some of them now, the foundation, we didn't do it. We got the second part of the contract. It was a 2-part job project. Webster ended up doing it, and and I am lagging real bad, just seeing from there. But Webster got the job, and they had to build new foundations, and some of them are like 8 foot, maybe even higher, depending on the area. Each side elevated up. Those traffic signal cabinets. And just speaking of it, I mean, that does sound cool to go look at. Maybe get a short or something like that. I'll see about filming and kind of show you what we've done down here on the coast and what happens or what helps, because it's really, when those cabinets go underwater, that's the only time they really take some good damage and kind of ruin the internals of it. Outside of that, they're about bulletproof from anything else besides, I guess, a bullet, actually, somebody shooting them. There's been a few cases of that, and not a cheap one, but depends where they hit it with the bullet too, actually. What's up, brother? Appreciate the info. Again, I'll definitely go check out a couple of the and give you a good view, show you what they did down there. I think there's a few they have with the guardrail up. I think they might still be waiting on some. They had to probably custom make them. It's kind of nice. We didn't have to do any of the cabinets like that on our side of the project because we weren't on the coastline. We were north of Highway 90, 39, County Rain, and certain areas in D'Iberville. We spent working on all the traffic lights, upgrading everything, the cable, new heads, span intersections stayed, but typically a lot of those we redid the span, the whole 9 yards. There's, it was like 120, 130 intersections between projects, all got redone here on the Gulf Coast. So a lot of funding came, federal money that came after that hurricane for that hurricane relief bill and everything that passed through. So how we've ever seen a signal project like that, it's beyond me. But hopefully there's more that come out like that too, because there's a lot of gravy work and a lot of, you know, for us at least in town work, which was real nice. Our spans were all damaged in some form of from Milton and Helene. Mast arms are expensive to install, and have no right of way for, unfortunately. I mean, I feel like it depends on your mast arms on that a lot too. So we've started going pretty big. What we've done, the state has gone with like the straight mast arms, and we've been 95 mast arms now. So you can be way off the road, and with those still just a 15 by 42, I think we had to do on the 95 foot, 42 inch foundation by 15 foot. So still make it happen. But I do agree with you. Span's a lot easier to throw up and a lot cheaper, especially if you do a lot of like wooden poles and things like that. You can knock out an intersection in a week. Hey Sean, how's it going? When are you coming to Puerto Rico? The beaches are the best. Jose, man, I've actually heard, I used to work at English building here in Pascagoula, Mississippi, for about 5 years, and a good amount of that work there, because it's just, they already have the U.S. citizenship, so they come right over and start for work, and all of them would just tell me, don't go to Puerto Rico, it's too expensive, go check out the Dominican Republic. And they would even, instead of going home, they would just send their family and meet their family in the Dominican Republic, and, you know, kind of vacation for the couple weeks. We would be off for like Christmas, kind of like we are right now, and then just come home or come back to the Gulf Coast and just keep sending money down there, you know, as they work. But they always highly recommended the Dominican Republic over Puerto Rico. Not saying both places aren't, you know, amazing, but for stance, the Dominican Republic is one place I did want to check out. A little bit of jaywalking, but nowhere really to cross at. Man, I'm lagging bad. All right, we're back at the truck. Let's hop on in. A little warm out there. Guys, I'm probably about to run down to the beach then and try to get a good little video of one of those elevated cabinets. Oop. Where did one comma go? Not the best at all this stuff. I was going to try to tag you in it whenever I do post it, Aaron. The cables are called span wire, and you are totally right. Drive safe, brother. Let me see. I'd say the mast arms are better than the ones on the cable. My goodness. That just started screaming at me. Oh yeah, yeah. Maintenance is like a nightmare on span intersections. That's for sure. You get over quadrant, but like every time it rains and gets real windy, you almost have calls out at span intersections. If you were just trying to maintain and make sure all the signal heads are always attached, the whole 9 yards, you'd sit there forever maintaining those signals versus mast arms. And even after that hurricane data I was talking about, we had span intersections. There wasn't a signal head left. They were all ripped, and all mast arm intersections had minimum damage, besides a few where a tornado came through and actually twisted the whole shaft, the foundation, everything, broke the conduits and just twisted that. And we were able to come out there with our digger trucks, and we actually grabbed the mast picture going out. I don't know if I can set this down where you can still kind of see. Picture, this is the mast arm. We grabbed it with our digger truck. It's all right here. And we were able to pull and rotate the entire foundation back. Sure, you know, you move the foundation 3 inches, it's going to move that mast arm out there like 4, you know, all 6 inches, that's all. But, you know, if that instead of being lined back up, and move it. But it's just cool how it works. Same with span. When you're doing it, if you got to raise your span, your signal heads and everything, it's crazy because it'll dip down and then come back if you have a long run of span to the poles. And you pull back like less than a foot. Let's call it 6 to 8 inches, and you pull on that span cable into the pole. You're going to raise the bottom of those heads like a foot for every 6 inches. Probably more than a foot for every 6 inches, though. It's probably more than double the amount you pull up on them. So that's cool. The more you do it, the more use of it and everything. You know, you'll go up there for a couple inches and you're like, look, dude, you don't understand how much you're things when you're pulling on those span wires and stuff like that. And to get the job done is what you do. Aaron, for light poles that the hurricane broke. Dang, yeah, man. If we're only local and only really do work in Mississippi, it would be all. I think we're looking into getting into Alabama a little bit. Florida's a little tough on all their licensing and everything, so I don't know if we're really getting into Florida. But Alabama would probably be the state we'd see, and maybe Louisiana sooner or later. Don't really want to work in New Orleans, so that one's iffy. But Alabama, Mobile is a huge section right there, and the Gulf Breeze, and not Gulf Breeze, can't think of the right names for it, but Daphne areas, and sooner or later we may get there. They auction off a lot of equipment from those hurricanes. I was able to get a few of those Eagle aluminum signal heads from North Carolina. Dude, Kyle, that is an awesome pickup, by the way. So those the 3M heads that are aluminum, but the ones poly, I'll file back and really don't do a lot more of the metal ones. Every now and again, pop up of aluminum head. Eagle still those on again, but often 3M ones push here in Mississippi at least with those aluminum signals. So I get to use or see or even have. You got a good deal on it, you'd be surprised how much they're worth now. Then from a few years, they rotated the arms and even rotated the vertical mast mounted signal head. The latest storm. Again, it takes a lot of wind, typically like a tornado or something like that, that will sit there and actually pull the entire mast arm. Signal heads, on the other hand, it happens, you know. It depends. If somebody, you know, properly secured it and everything, it's pretty hard to get those twisted, but I'm not about taking a video of one of those elevated cabinets and a couple other around to make a whole video out of it. Dude, I appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all, Aaron, for the super chats. Let's see if anybody else sent anything on it. All the members, time, appreciate you. Yeah, so stay tuned. Like this here.